Guys, it's Rebecca with Stand by the Beach. This is video number 2 for our virtual open house event. Let me see if I can get everybody back on here. I have some coffee in me. I chased the cat out again, so I think we're good. I think she just went to go play in the garage for a little while, so hopefully she will stay out there and not come back in here and mess with all my stuff. She likes to come in and shred the paper, which is just not fun. All right, I am not getting it to show up on my page. I did hit live. Ashley found me. My computer just doesn't want to find me, so it'll pop up here in a minute. We'll give everybody a second to find me again, since Facebook's hiding me. Yeah, I can't even find me. That's terrible. Let's try and, yeah, I'm not showing up on my computer. Fantastic. It's also not loading though, so I guess that could be it. Alrighty, so as you're popping on, go ahead and say hello. Feel free to share. That helps reach other people and it helps keep the algorithms of Facebook happy so that I'm not hidden like I am right now. Because apparently I'm hiding. I can't get this to work. It's being a real pain today. But go ahead and share and comment, say hello. For each of your comments that you do during the lives, I will enter you into a drawing, and then for each of the projects that I have, I will do a drawing. I'll draw a name and you will get the pieces to make that card. So that's super fun. That way you get to play with the materials. You found me though. I'm electronically challenged sometimes too, and Facebook's not always the most user-friendly. I try not to say that too often because I think they're listening, but they do. They make it, one week it'll be super easy to work and I can find everything, and then other times it's like they keep changing and moving the buttons and I can't keep up with it. Let's see. Let me do this guy too. So I'm gonna put it on my personal page too, so just in case you can't find me on my page, I'm over there. I'm just gonna put it everywhere. And look, I can even invite people. That way if you girls were already popped on. It only gives me some people to choose from. All right, so we're gonna get started. Everybody will kind of find me eventually. So this is a cute little pizza box. Oh look, April found me too. You guys are finding me. We're good. Hey Laura. So these are our gold pizza boxes, and these are actually the ones that are from our holiday catalog, and everything from the holiday catalog, what is left, will go away January 2nd. So if there's something in there that you want, you need to grab them before they're gone and before they disappear, because they will retire. And most of it will be gone forever. Some of it will come back next winter, but you won't be able to order it until next winter when that new mini catalog comes back out. I have people texting me at the same time. I'm trying to keep track of everybody. So anyway, these cute little pizza boxes are in our holiday catalog. You can order them now. And I paired it with our honeybee stamp set that's coming in January. So this guy will be orderable on January 3rd. It also has cute little dies, and so it cuts out the honey hive, it cuts out the bees, and it cuts out the flowers. And then it also has some honeycomb pieces, so you could put some honeycombs in the back. Alrighty, and then this paper is actually from our celebration catalog. So that means when you spend the $50 in January, you get to pick something for free, and that's for every $50. So if you spend $100, you get to pick 2 things for free, or there's a couple that you can get when you reach that $100. But this paper is one of them, so you can only get this paper when you spend $50 and you pick it as your free item. Sorry, I have messages popping up and they're distracting me. Go away. Hey Aurora, you found me too, and Katie. All right, so we're gonna make this little guy. We actually have regular pizza boxes in our annual catalog. They're just white, but these are the gold ones. They were special for the Christmas. They paired really well with the Perfectly Plaid. They were part of that suite. So you just fold on the lines, and you don't need any glue to assemble these, which makes me happy. because I don't like when things are hard. You just fold on all those lines. That way you get nice, tight, crisp corners. And then I got one more. And then this little doohickey comes out of there. I'm sure you could save him and do something fabulous with him. I'm throwing mine away. Don't tell April. She saves all of my scraps. Okay, so you tuck these little guys in. And then you fold him up and push him on the inside, and there's these little tabby guys that catch. So just like a pizza box, and it holds it in there. And then you tuck those guys in, and they go in, and you have this cute little box. I know I was worried that the yellow was gonna clash with the gold too, but it just works. I don't know why. It's just one of those weird things. Oh, I know where it is. I put it in the box. I didn't do a baggie for this one. So I already have all this paper cut. If you guys want measurements, I can do measurements. I started out so good. When I was planning this first few projects, I had dimensions labeled out. I had everything where I could just rattle it off to you and sound so prepared. And then I was like, yeah, no, that's too much work, because I tend to just cut things until I like them, and then I forget to write down the measurements. Alrighty, so I'm going to use my Tombow multi-purpose glue. Again, because I don't do anything straight naturally, and so it gives me that little bit of wiggle room so that I can get it where I want it. Alright, and then I'm also just going to put some on the back of this. And I think this holds. You also could use, if you had the tear tape, the permanent tear tape, you could do that. But this glue is pretty good. I like it. You just gotta kind of hold it there for a second, and then it's all good. All right, so there's that. And then I already have my little beehive cut out. And we're gonna use dimensionals, of course. I went and I did a class at one of the local, like assisted living. I guess it's independent living. It's independent living. There aren't any nursing staff or anything. They're just cute little apartments. But I took the dimensionals, and they call them puffy uppy things. So we put puffy uppy things on all of the stuff because it makes them pretty. Oh, I forgot to stamp my words. Darn it. Okay, so you get to see me be extra careful and try to get these words on there. I got ahead of myself talking. Alright, so if it doesn't turn out, then I will get extra creative and we will put something over it. But I'm just going to put the thank you on there. I'm going to hold it there for a second. We're going to say a little prayer that it's going to be there. Look at that. It's there. Perfect. That dimensional that was back there in the middle, if I wouldn't have had that, not only would I have had sagging, but I would not have been able to stamp that word. I love the puffy uppy things, Tara. We have puffy uppy things, we have pokey tools, that sticky stuff. We don't have any technical terms around here. All right, and then these little bees, where did they go? So these actually came out of the paper. The die is made to fit over the paper, so it cuts these little bees out and it cuts these flowers out. So I didn't have to stamp these. And then I got those gold accents on there, and I didn't have to work for it. I am going to go in, I'm going to take my Daffodil Delight blend, and I'm going to give him some stripes, because I think bees are supposed to have stripes. So these are our alcohol pins, and they're similar. I think other companies call them like Copex or something like that, but they're blendable pens, and so you can blend the colors together, and then they kind of meld and mesh so that you kind of create more colors. But they just color so smoothly, and you don't get those coloring lines. Alright, so I'm just going to take my little bees. I'm going to stick a dimensional on them, and we're just going to make them fly around the little beehive. I like the bees a lot too. They're just really cute, which is, I don't actually like bees. They scare me. I'm allergic to them, And I had one when I was little. I had one that flew around me. It was one of those big giant carpenter bees, but you know, when you're 5 or 6, you don't know that. You know, all the big things are just out to get you. But I had one, it flew around me for a good 2 minutes and just kept spinning around me in circles. And I just am not a big fan of bees. But I like them on paper because they can't hurt me there. But this is a really cute set. It has thinking of you, sweet friend, wishing you sunshine and happiness, and it fits over the beehive perfectly. Celebrate every moment, thank you and hello. They're just really, really sweet. So I just thought these little pizza boxes were cute. You could put a set of those note cards. So we have 3x3 envelopes, and then you can cut some 3x3 cards. So similar to those makeup cards we did earlier. Will fit perfectly in there, and then you can give it as a little gift. You can put chocolate in here, you could put a gift card in here, you could put all sorts of stuff in here. These are just super, super cute. So I'll set that guy aside. Hey Tara. Tara found me again too. Alrighty, I love this set. I do, and these colors just make me happy. I think I could not do mountains without making them purple because I can't think past songs sometimes, and I had purple Mountain Majesty stuck in my head. But this is coming from the stamp set Mountain Air, and this is one of our double-sided reversible stamps. And so you have this on one side, and then you can flip it over, and it has the solid image, and it is the reverse. So it is a mirror image, so it's not going to fit exactly, but it's really good for doing layering and giving that background dimension. So that's what this green is in here. So this was one side of the stamp and then the other side of the stamp. So we're gonna make that one. And this one also has dies. So you can cut out just the little tops of the mountains so that they peek up. They peek up, sorry. It cuts out the whole mountain and the trees, and it has these little tree dies. So they're just really cute. Alright, and then this is also one of our new embossing folders that are coming. They're super cute. So it's kind of like a basket weave almost, but it's part of our tropical suite, and so it's supposed to have like that tropical like beach bag vibe. Somebody's texting me. Sorry, Tara. I will answer your question in a little bit. You keep sending me stuff. I can't look at them. Alrighty, so we're just gonna fold our green. This is Pear Pizzazz. It's one of those colors I forget about sometimes, but it is really pretty. Alright, let's stick some of this glue, and I like to do probably just a little bit extra glue when I'm gluing with these embossing folders because they have all those little edges and ridges, and you want to make sure that it sticks good. Okay. I think I still got it a little crooked. That's okay. That looks good to me. We're going to make this part crooked, and then it's going to make it look okay. Alright. Well, it may be coming through now, Tara, because when I'm live, sometimes it holds back my messages until I don't go live. I don't know why they're just not coming through now, but that could be it, maybe. Phones are weird. Technology. Alrighty, this one is clear again, so you're going to make sure that you have, not knocking the camera down, you have the little squishy guy up underneath the view. Especially with this one because it does have that solid image, you want to make sure that you have good coverage. Alright, and we're going to do these purple mountains first, and I am using Pear Pizzazz, Highland, Heather, and Sahara Sand. We're doing purple mountains. Okay, so we're going to put these mountains about right there. That looks good. And I don't know if you guys could see that, but the ink on this one especially, you can watch it disperse. So you want to definitely give it a minute before you go lifting it up, and then lift straight up, and you'll have pretty purple mountains. Clean him off. Put him back on there. And then we're going to go in with our trees. And I'm going to do the solid image first so that we get the shadows. And I'm going to put the purple ink away because I don't want purple trees. I want green trees. Okay, oops, I have paper. Okay. And because this is a shadow, I'm going to stamp once on my scrap paper, making sure that ink disperses all over the place. And then we're gonna stick him right there. Hold for a minute. I think I got one little strip. I got a little bit of dark, but that's okay. We're gonna put that other one on top and it's gonna cover it up. So then we're just gonna peel him off. We're gonna flip him over. And then on the side is all that detail and dimension. Okay, so we're gonna put, my paper is curled up. And this one is full strength. I did not stamp him off. And then again, just give him a minute, let that ink disperse. And see that mark kind of hid right in there. So it's all good. Him off. And then we're gonna put our birds on. We're gonna do these in Sahara sand. And this one, these words are coming out of because this set didn't have any words. We're gonna pull these from Thanks for the Laughs. And this one's really cute. It says, I often think about how amazing you are. Today you get it in writing. No one will ever be as entertained by us as us. Thanks for the laughs, you're the best. How did I get so lucky to have a friend like you? Talking to you is sometimes all the therapy I need. Our talks are priceless. We really do have the perfect friendship, and we've been friends for so long, I can't remember which one of us is the bad influence. I'm sure we all have a friend like that. Those are good friends to have. Okay, then I need this little guy. We're gonna put, I often think of how amazing you are. We're gonna plop him right there. Oops. Stick him back in there. All right, and then I have these little trees already cut out from the dies. Oh, we're gonna stamp them. So we have this little guy. And then we have this little green one. And I'm gonna go back. You can't be afraid to stamp your colors on colored paper. Because I almost thought it wasn't gonna work, and then it did. Okay, make sure it's the right side. So I have my little green tree. And because I already have this cut out, I'm just going to stamp right over my little die cut. Look at that. That's why I like clear stamps. I can line him up just right. Close this guy up before I stick my hand in it. Oh, I just noticed there's cute little birds in here. I need some birds. Where'd my gray go? Oh, we'll use this one. I like when there's cute little birds. And then you can just throw some birds up there. Oh, those are cute. My other card needs them too. There we go. We have little birds flying over the mountains. This is another one that's really pretty. It would be good for making masculine cards. Something that's not super froofy and floral, because we have a lot of floral, but I like the florals too. All right, I'm gonna put that guy aside. I'm gonna take my multi-purpose glue. I'm gonna just put little dots on these thicker parts. I'm not gonna worry too terribly much about getting glue everywhere, because it's gonna be okay. So I'm just picking the thicker parts. You could go in with a sponge and just sponge some glue on here, but I didn't want to get my fingers sticky. To be quite honest, I just did not want my fingers sticky, and I always end up getting sticky when I do that. That's enough, it's not going anywhere. And then we're gonna put our other little tree on with dimensionals. Oops, he's almost too big. Those are my scissors that have never had glue on them. Oh look, this guy already has one on here. I keep 2 pairs of scissors, one for cutting sticky things and one for cutting nothing but ribbon and paper. Otherwise, I end up with a bunch of dull scissors that are sticky and then I can't cut my ribbon. And then it makes me sad. Put our little tree on there. And then because you just can't have too much glitter, we're gonna glitter this tree. Because this pen is good for everything. I'm trying to make sure it's still up in the camera. I keep drifting down, sorry. And then we're gonna also glitter the sides of our mountains. There we go. So now he's all sparkly. And then we're gonna throw some dimensionals on the back of this guy. Some corners. One in the middle. They don't want to come off. Okay. You could put this on straight, or you can be a little adventurous and put it on crooked. I think it kind of looks like a picture when you put it on crooked. And there we go. So there's that guy. Super simple. Put him over there. All right, what are we gonna do next? Let's do, oh, I like this one. So if you guys are watching, we do the spontaneous Stampin' Sunday. I do that with my mom every Sunday. We did a card very similar to this, so I added an extra layer and I changed the way I colored because when I colored it the other night, it was too streaky and it was really bothering me. But for doing it on the fly, it was pretty good. So we're gonna do this guy, and it is actually one big giant stamp set, or one stamp, so it is a background. But we're just gonna do a little part of it. Yeah, Laura, I don't think I've ever used Pear Pizzazz either. It has been in my craft room just sitting there, and I think I did like 3 cards. I have 2 or 3 cards today that I did because I'm like, ooh, I really like this color. Why do I never use it? It's so pretty. I'm going to show you my Stamparatus. And the Stamparatus is a positioning tool. And so it is designed, so if you're making a bunch of things at once, or like with these background stamps, I really like it because it helps you get it lined up, and if you mess it up, then you can always go back and re-ink it. It goes back in the exact same spot every time, wherever you place it. And so then you can, if you don't get it all inked up, you can just go right back and you haven't messed up your card. You can save it. This bouquet is so pretty, Katie. I was afraid of this one because it's so big. I felt like I had to color everything, but I really, really like just doing that bottom part of the card. So this little guy, I'm gonna set him right there. Hopefully I don't mess anything up. So you can buy the grid paper that fits in here. Mine is really dirty. I use it for a lot of things, but I just have it marked on here where I want my card to be. So then I could do, if I had like 10 of these cards or 5 of these cards to make, I put my paper that's the same size, I line it up in the same spot every time, and my bouquet of flowers is going to be exactly where I want it every single time. And I won't have to worry about, you know, being inconsistent or messing it up. So then this guy, and these guys will come off, and so you can move them down, so then if you had like something with stripes, you could go bloop, and then move him over here and go bloop, and he has another door, so you could do 2, and you can flip him over. It's really cool. Everybody needs a Stamparatus. All right, so I'm gonna turn him this way. I think maybe you guys will be able to see. All right, so we're just gonna stamp our ink him up I realized last night how much I like Blackberry Bliss because there was just no ink in this ink pad. I had to ink it up forever. It just kept soaking it up and soaking it up. I'm like, I guess I use this color a lot. All right, so you just close the door, give him a squish. Let me see if I can do it. Okay, so over here is a little bit lighter, so I can put it back exactly where I had it and give it a better push. And then it's darker. And it goes back exactly where you want. My magnet just drug across, but that's okay. So it is a little bit wet after you do that. My Blackberry Bliss has just been inked. It's been re-inked, and so it was extra juicy. But we're gonna color it anyway, so it's okay. All right, and then I'm using the words out of Rooted in Nature. This is a current stamp set. It's in the annual catalog. It's really, really pretty. It actually comes in 2 sets, so it has a bunch of trees and leaves, just different botanical, different designs. But we're gonna use the You Are Wonderful. There it is. My Blackberry. And we're just gonna plop him in the middle. There we go. I agree, Laura. I was using Old Olive for a while, and that tends to be my favorite green, but I like this one. It's more of a springy color, so maybe that's why I'm drawn to it, because we're getting closer to spring, because we live in Florida and we actually didn't have a winter. It's been like 74, 75 the past couple of days. So it's been a hot Christmas. Alrighty, so we're gonna use our aqua painter this time. This time I did not fill it with water. It is filled with rubbing alcohol. So it's gonna color a little bit closer to like our blends. And I could have colored it with the blends, but I felt like it was gonna be too dark and bold, and I didn't want it. I wanted to have that variation and that gradient in my flowers. So we're gonna do the same thing we did earlier, where we're just gonna steal some of that ink. That's how juicy my ink pad is. I'm gonna probably have to go find a baby wipe to clean that off, because that's not gonna be pretty on my chamois over here. All right, so you're just gonna grab some of this ink. You're just gonna go in here and color. And because this is our regular Whisper white paper, if I would have done this with water, it would have stayed too wet for too long, and then my paper would have done weird things. But because it's the alcohol, it's gonna dry faster, and then it's not gonna, I don't have to have my watercolor paper. I'm just gonna go in here and color in some of my flowers, give them a little extra color. You could sit and color all of these flowers, but I kind of like the idea of just going in and coloring a few. And if you're a really good colorer, you could be focusing more on the shading and worrying about where the light is and how it should be, but I'm just not good at that, so I just kind of do whatever the pen does. And sometimes I have dark spots and sometimes I have light spots, and that's okay. If I don't like a spot, I'll just go back in and color over it. Got this petal over here. Some more. This one's looking a little funky over here. He needs some more color. Okay, and I think this guy down here needs some. Oops, he was dark. There's some more dark right there. Okay, so I think that's good. So then you just wipe it off. I have some paper towels later. My ink pad was super juicy, so it sucked up all my ink. But then you just wipe off your block. And now he's ready to go again. All right, then we're gonna go in with some Petal Pink, which is not in my box, which means I used it on another card. Oh, please. Let's see. I think he's in this one. Here it is. All right, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the petal pink. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do this color. I'm gonna do the centers of these flowers. And then these little leafy things. They probably should be green, but I'm gonna make them pink. And I kind of like that it's pulling that purple in here too. You're getting different colors. Because I don't know that there's too many things in nature where everything is exactly one color. It's like different shades and variants. Let's see, any more of those little flowery guys? I feel like there needs to be some down here. Maybe the inside of that flower. Okay, that looks good to me. Oh, no, I like this guy over here. He needs some more. Okay, clean him off, put his lid back on. Okay, and then we're going to attach him. And it's okay, it just went through my paper because it was wet, but we're gonna layer it anyway, so it's okay. So I'm gonna take my multi-purpose glue. We're gonna put it on the petal pink. And then we're gonna go on to the Blackberry Bliss. All right, and then, whoops, I just threw that across the room. We're gonna add some glitter, because why not? When I was planning these cards, I apparently really liked Wink Estella, because I think I Wink Estella'd almost all the cards. Okay, put him back in there. All right, and then we're just gonna add a couple rhinestones. Where's my pokey guy? There he is. Put one there. I like to do my rhinestones in groups of 3. And every now and then I can make it where it looks decent. And it tends to be when you try to make a triangle without trying to intentionally make a triangle. It's one of those weird things. I really like the petal pink with the Blackberry Bliss too. It's one of those color combinations I wasn't expecting, but I was trying all the ones. I'm like, well, I don't like the gray with it, and I wasn't liking blue with it. It needed something lighter, so I think it brightens it up a little bit and makes it less dark, because it really is a rich color. And then, like I said earlier, I didn't do any insides. My insides are naked, but I would stick a piece of white on the inside so that you could write. And then you could go back in and put, you know, just a corner of this stamped image in the corner, just to give it a little extra something. Alrighty, there's that guy. Did I clean him off? I did. Let me close my glue up. So that was Breathtaking Bouquet. Alrighty, this one is the Timeless Tulips. And this one is really cool because it also comes with a punch. They did a lot of really good punches this time, which is nice because then if you don't have the machine to use the die cuts, you have an option of using the punches to get the same effect. So this is the Pear Pizzazz again, and then Rococo Rose. So we're gonna stamp our little scrappy guy with our tulips. And this is the set. So it has Happy Easter, Happy Spring, Happy Everything, Get Well Soon, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Birthday, Hello, What a Beautiful Difference One Single Life Makes, May the Memories of Yesterday Comfort You Today. So I like that this one kind of covers a little bit of all of your sentiments without being overly gushy, because sometimes we get a little gushy. But you have your sympathy, you have just a hello, I like it. All right, so we're gonna take our little tulip, and this is the one that punches out of the punch. So the little punch it has, it punches your tulip and it punches the leaf at the same time. So it's really nice. I like when things do double work. All right, and this is a clear stamp, so I do have my squishy pad up underneath me again. We're gonna go this way. We're gonna do a tulip. Did I do that the right way? Yes. I had to think about it because I try not to waste my paper when I'm punching stuff out. So we're gonna stamp 3 of these guys. And these are distinctive images, and so they have all that pretty detail and shading already built into the stamp, which is really nice. Makes them look more realistic. All right, so we're gonna punch these guys out. Line them up. And go bloop. I feel like he's in the way. I don't want that leaf in the way. I don't need any leaves right now. And bloop him out. There it is. All right, so we have 3 tulips now. And we're gonna go in and add some background. So I like to kind of place where I think I'm going to put my flowers, which I think is gonna be about right there. Because then I know where I need to put the little guy. Because if you just start stamping them willy-nilly, you're gonna end up, it's just gonna make a mess. So I know that I want one peeking about right here. I'm gonna put him in there, and then I'm gonna put them back so I can make sure I have everybody where I want them. And then we're gonna put another one right here. That looks good. So it looks like you have a little bouquet of tulips. All right, and then we're gonna do the stems. Feed my long block. And we're using that pretty pear pizzazz. I'm going to use the straight stem because I can control it a little bit. So because these are photopolymer, you could give him a little bit of a curve, or you could make him curve the other way. You could make him squiggle squaggle. I think we're just going to do straight though. We're going to be boring. Alright, and then we're just going to give these guys some stems, and it really doesn't matter being super accurate because they're going to be covered up anyway. But I do want enough stems so that it doesn't look like we just have 3 stems and a bunch of floating flowers. So we need one about right there. Put him back. I want him about right there. And then this guy is over there. Ta-da. We're going to go in with our dimensionals and put these guys on the paper. Where did they go? There they are. I like these tulips too, Brenda. I had to get used to them though. They were not originally one of my favorites, but you have to play with it. And I like that there's a punch. That makes me happy. And I saw someone sent me a picture. I already did on that one. They turned the tulip into a penguin. And I love penguins, so I'm probably going to have to play with that and make a penguin. Okay. Oh, I did that good. He's not hanging off at all. Did you say you could get die cuts for this one? For the tulips, no. This one has, this one is just the punch. So he punches out this flower and this leaf. But I'm sure we have several tags and dies and punches that'll punch out these words. I'd have to look at the book. I don't remember if they made, because sometimes they always tell us if they purposely make a die to coordinate with something. They note it in the book and they give it a little background so that you can see. But this one just has a punch. This one doesn't have a die. All right, we need the Happy Easter. We're gonna do it in that Pear Pizzazz. Whoops, I almost did that upside down. That would have been so sad. There we go. Is squiggle squaggle an official crafting term? Yes, Jack, it is. Squiggle squaggle is definitely a technical term. To keep scrolling. You guys are up here on the phone. I have to keep looking up and I forget sometimes. Sorry. All right, we're gonna do some glue. I'm gonna squiggle squaggle it all over. Okay, and then squiggle squaggle. And see, now it's stuck in my head. And put it on our green. All right, and then we're gonna add this pretty red. This is, what is this? What are they calling this guy? It's very vanilla polka dot tulle ribbon. I don't think it's very vanilla. I mean, I guess it is. I always thought it was white. But this is in our annual catalog too. So he is orderable now. Off a piece. Let's see if I can make a bow on camera. Don't judge me by my bow making skills. Sometimes I have to take a couple extra trials to get the one that I want. That was actually pretty decent. Whoops, I pulled him too much. These little polka dots sometimes get stuck. Okay, I'll trim his tails. These are not my scissors for cutting ribbon. Oh, that's better. Okay, and then I'm going to take one of my little glue dots. Where's my pokey guy? Whoops. I'm just gonna stick him right there and that'll hold my bow so that it doesn't keep. I really thought I had just wrapped that around the entire card and I was gonna cry a little bit, but I did okay. All right, so there is the cute little tulips. Jack, watch your football. That crafting does not concern you, although he might like that golfing stuff. You might need to get the golf stuff just for him, because it is really cool. I just don't have anybody right now in my life who does golf. All right, I think, is that the end of the bucket? That was the end of the bucket. That bucket was fast. All right, so we did the mountains, we did the bees, We did the tulips. And then we did this pretty bouquet set. That's from Practice Laura. It's only easy because in class when people come, they refuse to tie their bows. And so I have to tie their bow. And so I get lots of extra practice. And it's totally random. Like that bow, that did look easy, but that was just luck. Sometimes I sit and I retie a bow 5 or 6 times, 10 times before I get it the way I want it. But alrighty, that was this grouping. There's still 2 more boxes. So I think I'll do another coffee break and then I will come back about 12. That'll give me some time to eat something really quick so I don't get hangry on you guys. And refuel on coffee because I don't know if you guys heard earlier, but I was up until 3:30 this morning and it's hitting me a little bit. I'm not normally up. I'm normally like go to bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock, at least be in the bed, maybe not falling asleep, but I'm at least in the bed. And I was up entirely. I looked at the clock, it was 11, and then I looked at it again, and I'm like, oh, it's 3:30. I'm obviously very productive in the wee hours of the morning. So, alrighty. I will be back about 12 o'clock, so that's about 10 minutes from now. I can eat something super quick. I snack anyway. And I will clean this mess up, and I will bring out another box, and we have lots of more fun things to play with. So I will be back in just a minute. Bye.